Good morning, y'all. We're going to be taking the walk because it's going to rain. So I'm going to hold my selfie for about a minute. So you can scroll about 2 or 3 minutes into the stream and we'll be starting our walk. For anyone who's watching the replay. Okay, perfect. Let me do my quick checks. Let's put this on data. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2. Perfect. I'll even just make sure I throw an alien symbol. I always have to do my checks just to make sure we're good. I don't understand why Google Chrome doesn't show my stream. Oh, it actually worked. No, it didn't. Never mind. Oh, man. I thought it was going to work. Oh, well. All right, one sec. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Wherever you are on our planet, we are going to be taking the walk. As you can probably guess, it's going to rain. It started to drizzle a little bit, so we won't be staying at the water much. We might just pass by the water. It all depends, really. It's supposed to start raining around like 10, so I'll be back in at the house sooner rather than later. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. It's good to have you on, taking that walk. We're going to be talking about acceptance, why it's important. Good morning, dude. It's good to see you. Since it's going to rain, I won't be by the water much. So I figured get my walk in and just get my talk in before, it's going to be a very short stream today. Since I don't like doing the stream indoors now. Yep. I would have put Ichigo if possible, but unfortunately Ichigo, it wasn't going to fit. So, and actually that was generated by AI. I was like, make me a thumbnail based on what you know about me, and it generated that. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I do need to change some of the wording though. Like, it doesn't need to keep saying and. Like, it keeps saying and a lot. By the way, it's very quiet this morning. Not much going on. Hey, American flag. Nice. That's like, that reminds me of San Diego right there. It's awesome. Truck with like bull horns and an American flag. Yeah. Good old America. Morning carnage, morning underboss, or afternoon or evening or night. Have my umbrella just in case. It's actually cooler today. Ugh. So the heat wave is over, so we're back to what it should have been. It's like 17 degrees. I should have worn my sweater, but it's all good. We're going to be talking about acceptance or accept. And what do I mean by that? I mean to say accepting that you're supposed to be a divinely abundant person. You're supposed to be divinely loved. Abundance is your birthright. Oh. But will you accept it? And you know, the funny thing is, everyone's attempting to manifest their desired reality, but they're not accepting that their desired reality is right here, right now. They're thinking it's in some far off, like, time, space, and you gotta, like, do a whole bunch of shit. You still have to take action. But you have to take action from a state of alignment and relaxation. You might want to write this one down. Instant manifestation is instant relaxation. Or another way of saying that, instant relaxation is instant manifestation. Brianna, good to see you. Clayton, I won't be answering any of your questions because you're probably going to say, I need evidence. So, I don't know why you keep coming back. And divine's not spelt with a D. It's not D-E, it's D-I. I'm not going to bother answering you because there's no point. I need evidence. So I'm going to keep responding to you with, I need evidence. Every time I see you, I need Mr. Evidence. Well, why would I be on the road, bruh? It doesn't make any sense. Some people ask some really dumbass questions. So fascinating. Anyways, I'm gonna be not paying attention to the chat. I'm gonna lock in. So, you have the power to accept anything you desire within yourself, both positive and negatively. The choice is yours, though, on what you get to experience and what you get to accept is true and real for you. Just because the world has told you a story doesn't mean that you have to accept that story. You get to write your story in whatever way you choose to. You get to decide. Unless, of course, I need evidence. Look at that. Raining very, very hard. How awesome. Just like that, in a flash. Boom. Yep, it just came out of nowhere. And that's basically how life can be when you accept things within yourself. It's instant like the rain. I'm glad that showed up like that. we will not be having sunny weather until like tomorrow. Ooh, a nice car. Very nice. Old school 300 ZX. I love me my old school JDMs. It's a nice car. Mr. Doggy's at the window barking at me. He's like, "Ruff, ruff, ruff." Speaking of, before I continue, I saw someone's name Alex. I don't know which Alex you guys were referring to. So, who would be this Alex person? I mean, I have a brother named Alex, but I don't think you guys wouldn't be talking about that Alex. He doesn't do anything with live streaming. Oh, okay, perfect. Got it. I don't know him still, but fair enough. Anyways, get back to what I was saying. So, just like that rain, how it instantly just started falling like that, when you decide within yourself what you accept as true and real, it can be instant. Because in the world of manifestation, in the world of mental creation, all things are instant. But your eyes are programmed to see, and it's natural because we live in a physical world, right? Things take human time for it to happen, right? It's the concept of steam and ice. Water would be like the spiritual. Steam is like the mental, and ice is the physical. It takes both times for water to boil up, to use this as a metaphor. It takes some time for the water to boil up. It doesn't happen instantly, but in the realm of metaphysics, steam would be instant. Ice would be that condensation period, and this would be called frozen imagination. So your radio frequency that you're broadcasting out to the universe, the mirror that's within you that you're seeing through with the eyes of your perception, the lens that you're viewing the world with, would be a creation or a revelation of your imagination from within. Now, of course, I asked this question to itself. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm truly the creator, and we all are, then is it possible to influence weather, right? Because me personally, I would prefer it to always be sunny and warm. Earth has its own it has its own hive mind. It's its own living being. Similar to everybody else having their own living being and their own living mind, the Earth has its own mind, doing whatever it needs to do to keep things in homeostasis or balance. Which way? Am I gonna go around? Yeah, I'm gonna go around. I'm not gonna walk in the grass. I'm gonna cut through the school. So you get to decide in every present moment what you want to accept in your life, both good and not so good. That's why I kept saying to you all, every day I will keep repeating the same things over and over, and you have choice. You get to choose, decide, and shift if you choose to. No one can force this. It's not a force. It's all comes down to, are you living your best life? Do you want to live your best life? And if yes, When will you decide? It's just a decision. It's one decision away. Looks like you two are chatting it up, which is awesome. Enjoy your conversation while I continue to talk. I like when others connect with each other, like in a harmonious way or just having fun. That brings me joy when I see others just, connecting. That's the whole point. Different part of the world, but we're still part of the world. I really want to know why they fenced up this. This is interesting. They need to redo the concrete here. I'm going to go hang on the bar in a moment. Get my daily hang in. The best thing for us to do every day is find time throughout the day to just relax. Whatever that entails for you. Like if that's just like hanging out with a friend, sitting down, having a cup of tea or coffee, whatever that is, schedule it into your schedule if you can. It's important. When I'm done my stream, I'm going to hang out with myself, play a video game. I'll play like one of my PS2 games on my emulator and enjoy the day. I have to do my workout, of course. But when I work out, actually, which is funny because even though I'm stressing, like good stress on working out, I also am very relaxed. That's like my meditation. Ooh, Silent Hill. Good game. Very good game. I've played like the original PS1 versions back in the day. I would like have the room light off, fully immerse myself, and see if I can terrify myself. But over time, I'm like, okay, I know this is a video game. Nothing's gonna jump out of the screen. So over time, those types of games kind of became like, I became numb to it. I still like them. I just don't play them. That and Resident Evil. Resident Evil, I attempted to play the original PlayStation 1 versions of 1, 2, and 3. I'm like, fuck this. I hated the fucking camera angles in that game so much. Ugh, it's terrible. But now that they have the remake, so now's my chance to play those again with better camera angles. If a game has very terrible camera angles, I will not play it. I'll just simply like, nope, sorry, I'm not playing this shit. Ain't nobody got time to go left is right and right is left and up is down and down is up. Up is up, down is down, left is left, and right is right. Yeah, umbrella. It stopped raining though, so I can close my umbrella. It's gonna rain again though. So normally in the morning, I'm aware that my wife is an alien. I'm an alien too. You should be aware. Be very, very scared, actually, that I am an alien myself. stretching out the spine. I'm going to do some push-ups. I've been doing that lately on the bar here. Before I come to the water, I'm usually doing all this. $40. Awesome. Let's take a moment, suck in some air, and I'll continue talking. I thought this was artwork for a moment. Yesterday I was talking about that experience I had on Friday with that blue van right there, or that blue SUV. So basically, the woman was turning and I decided to walk behind her while she was pulling in. I could have gone around. She was so pissed. She's like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" And I shared this with Mike yesterday at the water. I'm like, she created me to go around her because she was in a state of anger and frustration because of, depending on her state of being, she manifested that. And I had the urge to go behind for whatever reason. So, what I'm saying is, whenever you're seeing someone else, like, in whatever state they are, because everyone's their own conscious creator, if you're if you get into it with them, it's all because they created you to get into it with them to some degree, based on their internal mirror. Yeah, that experience. That was the blue SUV I was talking about yesterday. Oh wow, there's quite a few people already at the trail over that way. But we're not going that way. We go around, we get our 10K. If I were to go that way, I'll only get about 5,000 to 6,000 steps. And the rest will have to be done throughout the day. So I'll see whoever shortly. Anyways, let's get back to talking about accept. I hope some of you've been making notes, whether mentally or you're physically writing shit out, because my clients pay me good money for this. And as long as you're living your best life, keep going. But if you're like angry at the world, well, it's time for you to see if you want to change within yourself. You get to allow yourself and accept your new way of being. Most people believe that they can't change, that they're stuck to who they are. That's so not true at all. Also, there's this limited belief out there that says once you hit a certain age, that's it, you're cooked. That's also not true either. That's another big ass limiting belief. Intuition's telling me to walk this way. See? This is when you pay attention within yourself. I was like, I have to stop. Intuition said, go this way today. This is how you train your intuition. Slightly different path, but it'll still take me to the same spot. Which, speaking of that, I keep mentioning that there are many fucking paths up at the top of the mountain. It's not just one way, there's many ways. Interesting car, by the way. This reminds me of like Judge Dredd. Futuristic cars. This path will take me like to the same space where I'm going to be walking anyways. So when you accept yourself for who you actually are, it doesn't matter what path you walk, you'll eventually meet your highest version of yourself. Oh, Judge Judy, yeah. Funny story. Judge Judy, Dad loves her so much. He watches her every day, even though I don't even know if there are even new episodes. But every day around like I think 5 o'clock, he's in the garage with his TV, and he'd be watching Judge Judy. Those roots on the sidewalk from the trees. Okay. Yeah, she's calmed down in her more later part of her life, because I remember in her more earlier days, she's very feisty. Not so much now. Stefan, good to see you, dude. There are many paths to the same place, indeed, though each one of them tends to get narrower the closer you get to that place. Yeah, sure does. But you know what's fascinating, Stefan? Mine's did not get narrow, mine's got wider. In the beginning, it was wide. I walked the path, it got narrow, and then now that I got to the end of the path, it's wide again. It's funny how it works like that. For me, it allowed me to accept all people's perspectives. Even if it doesn't align with mine, I can at least be open to their perspective. Of like, well, this is how they got there, right? This is how this person got there, right? They got there physically. It cannot be denied. Right? There are people from different cultural backgrounds, religious backgrounds that got to enlightenment. And I do that air quotes because that's just another word that's made up. The funny thing is, you're already enlightened as soon as you came to the planet. It's the layers that you take on throughout your experience that makes you believe that you're not. And those layers are important to go through because it builds your foundations and your fundamentals. And then as you continue to build, you get to start to accept things in ways that you may or may not have possibly imagined. You start to accept new feedback, new guidance, new awareness, new perspectives, new perceptions. The Blue Jays are just like, yep. Acceptance is one of the greatest forms of wisdom, for it wouldn't be possible if you weren't on the high ground, so to speak, indeed. There's a person that I used to work with. Her name is Melissa. She lives in this building. I haven't seen her in a hot minute. I trust that she's doing good. But I always would say, "Hi, Melissa," even though obviously I can't see her, but I know she still lives here. Good soul. We had really awesome conversations back in the days when I used to work at the law firm doing IT. She one time got this nasty email full of viruses, and she accidentally clicked and opened it. I'm like, oh shit. M1 means like major incident. I remember that email clear as day. I'm like, shit. One of the clients sent some pretty gnarly things to her boss, the lawyer. They were pretty pissed off, and she accidentally clicked and opened the email. I'm like, gotta deal with it. Gots to deal with it. Amber, hello. Well, I can do one of two things. I can just wait at the light and cross, or I can just cross once this car passes. Are we gonna jaywalk? Yeah, we're gonna jaywalk. There's like nobody coming this way and like one car coming that way, but I'll have made it before they even get here. There. Wow, lots of people from different parts of the world. So this is Toronto, Canada, right now, for now. In the future, it'll be San Diego, California, because I'll be living there. So you'll be seeing mountains and ocean and beaches. And I'll be hiking up mountains while I take my live stream. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. I've done 1 or 2 live streams hiking up a mountain. It's funny because when I'm going up the mountain, the internet starts cutting out. But when I'm at the top of the mountain, the internet works fine. It's so weird. So yeah, for now, this is Toronto, but it'll be eventually San Diego. I did bring my my stuff just in case I do spend some time at the water and speak more about acceptance, accepting everything. A lot of cars donning their flags. Still doesn't feel like the World Cup, to be honest. Yeah, La Jolla Coves has the seals, indeed. They have the seals and the sea lions. Someone knows. I like when people know about San Diego. Brings me joy. You know what's fascinating? I once upon a time would have never accepted myself to live in California. California? What the fuck? Why would I live in California? Who lives there? That's what I used to think about California. California was for like surfer dudes and saying gnarly and like posh chicks. Like girls that are like the plastics or the valley girls. You know the type, the ones that are very like surface level. That's what I thought of California. I'm like, who the fuck lives in California? Why would I want to live in California? So when I got there and I got off the airplane for the first time in 2023, I was like, okay, I'm eating my words now. This is home. So I accepted myself to be like, okay, I can change. I can change my perspective on things. That was a good lesson, actually. And when I did finally step out of the airport and I saw San Diego, I'm like, awesome. People were just like coming up to me like, hi, welcome to San Diego. I'm like, hello. It was kind of weird because, you know, I'm not used to people in Toronto doing that. Well, of course, it's because of how I used to feel and believe about people back in like here, where people are very closed off and like arrogant. That's not true at all. That's because of how I used to see myself and accepted myself in that state of like anger and just like hateful towards people. But that's not true because I changed my mirror internally, so I see things a lot differently. Totally different than what I used to see Toronto like. Yeah, it's next to Tijuana, and I've been to Tijuana. I crossed over the border. I walked over the border because in San Diego, there's a place called Isidro, which is the last city before Tijuana, which is in America, which is in San Diego. It's at the border. And man, when you cross over the border, it has a different vibe. I'm like, what in the actual fuck is going on? It's like I entered a whole new world in just crossing over the border. Because like you have the ability to drive over, or you can even walk over. They have a station there where you can just walk, and people are passing through every day as if it's like, because some people who live in Tijuana, they live or they work in San Diego. Morning, have a great day.
You too,
Thank you. So I walked over there, I'm like, oh my god. The vibe there was crazy. My soul sister, her name is Victoria, she's like, brother, be careful when you go to Tijuana. I'm like, well, why do you say that? She's like, just make sure you have $100 with you. I'm like, for what? Just in case you get caught in any trouble. I'm like, okay, sure. I did carry $100, but I knew that nothing was going to happen because I didn't put that expectation out there. All was good for me. See, the thing is, like, If you put out fear, you're gonna basically expect fear to come knocking on your door. That's how it works. If you're expecting something, it's gonna happen. If you accept that all is good, like life's gonna throw you a curveball. You can't control life, but you can definitely control your state of being. And through your state of being, life will just, mirror around you, and you deal with it in the best way you possibly can. MC. We're talking about baseball, the Blue Jays. It's a lot. Yeah. But I went over and I had the best time. A lot of people are like, be careful when you go to TJ. Be careful when you go to TJ. Like, why? Oh, Orion, you don't understand what TJ's like. It's full of, like, crime. I'm like, yeah, well, when I go there was no fucking crime. People were just happy and just very pleasant. But it was a different vibe, though. I could feel the difference between San Diego and TJ. Like, it's Mexico now. Like, I entered a whole new world where they don't speak English. Or very, very, very limited English. That's why I like San Diego, because there's still people who speak English there. I can't live in a place where people don't speak English. It's not my jam. I like my North American vibe. Unless it's like, Scotland or Ireland or the UK or Australia. Right? Of course they have their fancy accent English, because for me it's an accent. To them I have an accent. Let's see. Left, right, or straight? Straight takes us to the trail. Do I want to take a lap around? I want to get some extra steps in. So I'm going to take a lap around. We'll be back over there in a moment. So I'm just going to go around. The neighborhood's very quiet. I like when it's just like peaceful and quiet. I'm not really into too much noise. Luckily, where I'm planning to live in San Diego, it's pretty quiet. Even though it is downtown, it's at the tail end of the financial district. That area is pretty quiet. That intersection where my building's at, it's not as busy as like the other intersections. I'll be close to Seaport Village, and I can take the ferry over to Coronado Island. Man, me just saying that just now sounded like I was fucking living in a Pokemon world, taking a ferry to Coronado Island. That sounds like taking a ferry to Cinnabar Island, man. Yeah, Coronado Island. One of my favorite places in San Diego. It's not really an island, it's more like a peninsula, but they call it an island because it sounds better. Instead of calling it Coronado Peninsula. So it's Coronado Island. Just taking in the quietness. Oh, I hear somebody coughing. You know what this part reminds me of right now? That scene in Avengers Endgame when Thanos wiped out the Earth, like half of the Earth, and like all the cars were left. And Ant-Man was like, "Hey kid, what happened here?" And the kid just like stared at him, and he kept riding his bike. That's what this part reminds me of right now. There's another human over there. We'll see more humans in a moment. Yeah. You know what's funny? I know more about San Diego than I do about Toronto. Even though I've done everything you can think of in Toronto and I know all the places, I actually know more about San Diego than I do here. And I've lived here basically 93% of my life. For 7% of my life, I moved away to different cities and to New York for a bit. I lived in New York for at least a year. New York was fascinating. I've been to New York at least like 60 times. And I know New York like the back of my hand too. All the different trains, the F train, the fucking F train. I love the F train. The F train, the G train. New York is pretty wild. I got to live on Roosevelt Island for a little bit and Long Island. Quite the experience. New York is it's got its vibe, indeed. That's not my place though. It's too I like more chill vibes, like to relax. I like more like easygoing vibes, not like go, rush. That's what Toronto is in the city. Outside of the city, like the core, it's more, you know, like as you can see, more relaxed, more chill. Thankfully, I don't work downtown, and I work with clients around the world, helping them to unlock their fullest potential with their mind. Oh, I know her. If she has the other, she has the white doggy, then that's them. If it's not, then it's someone else. Speaking of which, there's a library right here. This house has a library. So let's see what kind of books we got. The Secret History. I don't really read fiction books. I read nonfiction. Keys to the Kingdom. What's this? Orion, you're making a mess. I'll pick that up. The Keys to the Kingdom, huh? Okay. That's a fiction book. Let's put that back in. There's a little book that fell. Would you stay? And these are, this. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I already own this book, digital copy, but this book, this is a really, really, really powerful book. This book right here. This is a really, really good book. So The Happiness Trap, yep. How to Stop Struggling and Start Living. That's basically what I do. Help people to get out of their false perception of what life is. Whoa, Jeanette McCurdy, she wrote a book? Wow, I don't like that. Like the title, but that's interesting. Malibu Rising. Hey, California, right here. Nice. Everything I know about love. The incoming, unwanted, intrusive thoughts. This right here. Many people have intrusive thoughts. And guess what? Your thoughts are not yours. They don't belong to you because, yeah. Cool. Well, that's fascinating. These are good books. But yeah, this is a really, really good book. James Clear, Atomic Habits. One of the best books ever written. When you're starting out in the personal development and like spiritual growth. Carl Newport. What is this? Deep Work. In a Distracted World. Couldn't have said that better myself. It's a good book. So you were talking about CIA. Let's see. Underboss. FBI versus CIA. That must be a fascinating book. Cool. I was definitely meant to see that today. Nice. I plan to, when I have my space in California, not where I originally am going to be living, but another space, because I'm going to have many properties. I'm going to do similar things where I have one of those like libraries, like put a book out there or books for people to just come by and just like either borrow or take it, and I'll just replace it with more books. I'll put like manifestation books, personal development books like Mindset, Atomic Habits. I read through Atomic Habits like 9 times. It's a pretty good book. Highly recommend, by the way. Look, more humans over there. More humans. You know, it's funny because I accepted myself to be a reader. When I said that I'm a reader and identified as a reader, guess how much books I read? Over 500 books now. And once upon a time, I'm like, books? Ew. Who the fuck reads books? Those are for losers, for nerds, for people who have no life. I was always opposed to reading books. The last book I had read before I started reading books was in high school, and it was fucking Macbeth, and I hated Macbeth so much. Fucking hated anything Shakespeare related. Oh. Somebody's howling. Yep. Right on cue. Oh yeah. He's like, that guy again? It's him. He's gonna run to the door. He's like, that guy again? He's excited. Cool. Well, we're almost at the trail. See? We were just over there. And there's that old school beetle. Just hanging out there. There are 2 ways to get down to the trail. There's this way, which is more, it doesn't have a path going down. It's more grassy and muddy. So I don't usually walk down that way. I don't know why they don't just build a path there. Just do it. And then further down will be the trail. You get to decide and accept whatever it is that you want in your life, just so you know. It's just that simple. Like, if that's all I say today, that's it. You get to decide and accept whatever you want in your life, or whatever you choose to have. The good, the bad, the dramas, the conflicts, the problems, or the simplicity, the ease, the flow. Unfortunately, the human mind loves conflict, it loves drama, and it loves problems. You ever notice why a lot of people can't be at peace with themselves? Because peace is very foreign to them, because in a world that's distracted, in a world that's full of noise and chaos, if you're not producing chaos to some extent, even though deep down you want peace, everybody is looking for some sort of serenity within themselves, deep down. But due to the fact that the mind has control over the human and your nervous system, generally speaking, Most are striving on conflict, dramas, and problems. Underboss. Tell me more about that book. It's got me curious as I walk down to the water. Or if anybody can just type something in the chat. I just want to make sure the chat's working, because sometimes I don't know if if YouTube's live stream is like broken. So if somebody just wants to type like anything, that would be great. If not, this is why I need a second device. I really need to call forth a second phone, just so I can monitor my own stream when I'm on the go. But I'll restart the stream most likely. Oh, it's working. Perfect. Thank you, CJ. Yeah, because like sometimes when I see like a pause, like it could either be frozen, it could be stuck, and I have no idea if it's working. So I just want to make sure like it's working. But yeah, we're in the trail. Good to see you, by the way. I do like the fact that they opened up the park on Thursday. It's nice. But every time I go to the park, it's a little wet, because on Thursday it rained in the morning time and the park was wet. So if I wanted to like slide, I couldn't, because it's just like wet. I want to test out the swings though. The internet in this area may not be the greatest, so I do apologize. Because like, for whatever random reason, the internet's just like really crappy in this spot. All right. I'm gonna put you guys on the pavement for a moment. What's up, Todd? Good to see you, dude. I'm about to go test these swings because I haven't got to sit on the swing once. I'm gonna take off all that stuff. Good to see you. How's Vegas? Unless you are heading back. Ah, it's wet. Oh well, my pants will dry. Let's see how high I'm gonna get. Okay, so I don't like that the swing's so low, but it is what it is. Let's see how high we're gonna get. Well, we're starting to build momentum. It's just that my feet will touch the ground if I put it lower. Not bad, not bad. They do need to be a little bit higher though. Morning. Have a great day. Thank you. Brother riding on his bike. Oop. Cool. Not bad. Not bad. Not too bad. That was enjoyable. But I like my swings in my other park better, because Those are too low. They need it to be a little bit higher. But I like it. They need to take off like 2 or 3 links off the chain. Similar to like the baby ones over there. Used to be that high. We'll just chill here for a bit. It's fine. Yep. I'm definitely not going down the slide right now. Get the hang out. What do they do with this one? Do they go up, or do they climb up this thing? Like, what do they do with this? Do. I guess they climb up. Yeah. This is climbing up. Oh. I could technically use this as an exercise, like pull up. Not practical though. Not bad. All right, we'll go to the water. Seeing how it's all right. It's not too bad. Turn the camera around. Thursday, I'm gonna go get my hair cut around 4:30. So we'll be taking a ride to the barber. I'll be live streaming at the barber shop. I mean, it's new. It shouldn't need WD-40 presently. It needs to take off some links though, because it's too low. Like the one that they had prior was enough so that if I needed to stop, my legs could be at least fully extended. This one I have to keep my legs bent just to keep going. Morning.
Good morning, brother.
Have a great day. Thank you. Well, Justin, I would love if you could send oh no. I'm not doing. That I won't do. I'll jump off of it. I've done that many times. I've jumped off and did like a front roll, but not a backflip. If I haven't done a backflip on the ground, there's no way I'm doing a backflip off of that. I'll just no, I'm good. I was gonna say, if you could send some 100-degree Fahrenheit weather this way, because now we're back to it feels like 65 right now. 65 or 68. That's what this feels like. It's comfortable, but I like my heat. So if you want to send some 100-degree Fahrenheit this way, that would be awesome. Thank you very much. We can trade. You can take this weather, because I know you guys kind of need some relief. That's crazy. 88 at 5 a.m. That's madness, man. Like, it doesn't ever, I don't think we ever get to 88 at even 5 a.m. here, ever. You know, if I wasn't going to live in San Diego, I would probably live in Arizona. I always had a fascination with Phoenix. Because, you know, the rebirth, the Firebird. You know, it's funny because, like, as soon as you wash your car, like, the water just evaporates from the car. It just instant dries. Oh, that's funny. Enjoy it, dude. We won't be at the water too long today because it's expected to rain in about 10 o'clock. So I'll just get as much talking done here and get it out of the way. This is just more of a chill walk and talk day. I might have to talk about acceptance part 2 in a different stream. We'll see though. We'll see how much I can get out, what the universe or itself wants to say through this vessel. The stream was quite busy earlier, but it's because I was walking to the trail. Random chat here and there. Is that pylon still in the water? It sure is. Don't know why anybody would need to throw that in the water. We made it. We made it. Now the question is, how long do we speak here for? That's why I brought my umbrella. Oops. There we go. I'm gonna plug in. This is why when I'm at the water, I do all this and then start to stream. I don't, but today I decided to walk to the water with you all so that if the stream is shorter, then so be it. Let it be what it's supposed to be. Mister, get off of me. Mosquitoes just like biting me up. Crazy. Yes, that's the other side. You've seen it many times. Oh! Caught my phone just in case it fell, just about to fall down. Wow, it's really dry today. Well, the water, it should pick up though. By tomorrow, well, tomorrow I won't be on because I will be with my clients. I'll most likely stream later in the evening. Most likely, we'll see. I'll just call it like chill and chat. I think Mondays I'll just call it chill and chat so that anybody wants to hang out, they can hang out with me. On Tuesday we get back to business. Damn mosquito, how dare you bite me? And that's on a fucking angle now. So no, welcome back, by the way, unless you were here the entire time. It's still on an angle. This is why I set everything up before I start. All right, let's get back to acceptance. My first question to all of you is, can you accept yourself as you are right now? You don't need to answer in the chat. You can say, do you accept yourself as you are right now? I know the answer for most of you is going to be hell no. So from there, why? Why can't you accept yourself as you are? Of course the world's going to say, well, because I need to keep improving. And it's only natural. It's literally only natural to keep improving. I'm gonna be touching my neck a lot because I got bit, so I gotta deal with that. In fact, but can you accept yourself as you are? There's a reason why I'm bringing this up, because if you can't accept yourself as who you are right now, when the time comes for you to have whatever it is that you desire, are you going to be able to accept yourself then? It's human tendency that whenever you get something, you're always looking for the next, but you'll never accept yourself even when you have the thing, because the mind's always looking for the next thing, always the next. But the funny thing is, it's a paradox. The moment you accept yourself now, and you're good with or without anything that shows up in your life, you'll see how everything starts to come at you. Opportunities, people, situations, events, circumstances start to play in your favor. We've been taught that you have to just keep doing, but that's not true at all. You take an action in the physical and it brings a result, but it's actually your frequency, your state of being, that actually produces the result. Because a lot of people attempt to change an effect by changing an effect, but that's not how the law of the universe works. It's cause and effect. You're the cause, and outside is the effect. So if you're taking action from a state of fear, then what do you think your result's going to be? More fear. It's not going to be how you want it to truly be. There's going to be some sort of parameter with said thing. It's important to accept yourself as you are right now. Can you improve? Of course you can, but can you accept yourself as you are right now and that you're in the process? Can you accept yourself as you are in this present moment? Yesterday I got a message from a sister. She left it on Facebook. She told me something. She said, when she sees babies, they come to the store where she currently is working, and she watches babies with their big blue eyes or their big brown eyes or whatever color eyes they have, they're full of potential. There is no needing to strive and to perform or act. They're whole, perfect, and complete. We all are still those children. It's just that the world has told you that if you're not performing or you're not producing, you're a waste of space. That's totally not true at all. I went 17 months basically not producing. I was basically biding my time and planting my seeds. And now my seeds have sprouted. But let's just be real. I planted those seeds 7 years ago. Just know that you're all planting your seeds and all your seeds are going to be coming into fruition. But you have to keep watering it with your attention, your convictions, your focus, your perceptions, your expectations. If you accept yourself as whole, perfect, and complete now, just watch as the universe works with you in such a miraculous way. But if you keep letting the mind get in your way, it's like you're digging out the seed from the ground every time you're planting it. That's not how a seed works. This is just a basic principle at this point. You plant the seed, you give it sunlight, you water it, you give it some attention, and it will eventually grow. Some seeds take longer than others, depending on your vision, what you came to bring to the world. It may take some It may take some human, like a lot of human time for it to condensate into the physical, right? But in the mental realm, it's already done. It's finished. Can you accept that though? That the moment you thought of something, it's done. You've placed the order to the universe on your vision. It's done. But can you accept that it's done right now and walk the path even if you can't see it? That's how all the greats did it. It wasn't built overnight for them. In their mental realm, it was built instantly. But they had to take aligned action from a state of being to bring it forth in the physical. Is it buffering? Hold on. Oh, okay. Well, I just restarted the stream anyways. Justin, every experience in my life has led me up to this point. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I can finally believe that. Perfect. Indeed. It sure did, dude. And I'm glad you came to that recognition now and not like another 10 or 15 years. When you know that you are where you're supposed to be in every present moment, you start to free yourself. You start to stop stressing about how things are going to unfold because it got you to this moment. Like all of you, Sunil, Justin, Todd, myself, Carnage, Underboss, Rihanna, whoever's here, whoever isn't here, it all got you to this point. There's no other way. Whatever you've done has brought you to this point. And you're still here. Right? That's why I say, can you accept yourself in this moment? Because many people can't accept themselves, but yet they're doing the things they're doing, but it brought them to this point. Really and truly, the universe wants every one of you to remember who you are. That's why you came to the planet. To remember yourself and bring forth the thing you're supposed to bring. But the main thing is to remember yourself. Remembering implies that you've mastered yourself. And mastery implies that you remembered yourself. They work hand in hand. And you just have to accept who you are at your core. Not the name, not the identity that you formed, but the true you, the you before you had a name. The baby version, the one that was and still is whole, perfect, and complete. Every one of you are whole, perfect, and complete. Sunil, I don't know if you're here, dude, but if I remember correctly, because I can't see your profile picture on Streamlabs, you have a child's photo as your profile picture, unless that's you as a child. And if that's you as a child, you should look at that photo more often. And that goes for all of you. If you all have a photo of yourself when you're a child, take it out and stare at it as much as you can. Because that's still who you are. Yes, you're the adult now, right? You have more awareness. You're more intellectual, you're more intelligent, but you're still innocent and you're still imaginative like that child. And guess what? I know some people say, you're not innocent, you did this. That's from a human level. From the universe's level, you're still fucking innocent. You're still a baby. The universe is looking at each of us as we're just a little child. Even if you're like 100 years old, you're still a fucking child to the universe. Because it created you. If you choose to entertain that perspective. Of course, some will say, there's no God, and that's fine too. No big deal. But you're still, in the eyes of something, you're still a child. Perfect. That photo is a reminder, and I'm glad you used that photo. Because that's still who you are. The kid that had no limitations imposed on him. The kid that had the ability to imagine anything. The kid who was able to be so confident and is able to do anything. Until the world told that kid, and that goes for all of us, told that kid that you can't do something. You're not good enough. What if you accept yourself as good enough right now? Could you accept yourself as good enough right now? And not only just good enough, can you accept yourself as whole, perfect, and complete? See, I'm not here to tell people that they need to heal. I'm not here that you need to go and heal for 10 years. If you feel like you need to heal, then heal. I'm here to remind each of you that you've been whole, perfect, and complete from the moment you came to the planet. You just taken on a bunch of how do I say this? It's not just layers, but I want to really give you a metaphor. So you're naked, right? This is the whole, perfect, and complete. Doesn't get any more deeper than you're being naked. But you decided to start putting on some clothes that had some rips on it and some cracks, some scuffs, some dirt, right? And then it created your identity. Nothing wrong with it. But even though those layers are meant to form your foundations and your fundamentals, you accept that as it is, but who you actually are is the whole, perfect, and complete. And can you accept that version too at the same time? Most humans can only accept one or the other. They can't accept both. Was I a hateful person? Yeah, I accepted myself as a hateful person. But am I also a loving person who just went through some shit in life? Of course. Am I a perfect, whole, complete person within myself? Yeah. So the point of all this is to accept yourself. Because when you accept yourself, you and the universe are one and the same, or you and your reality is one and the same. So the moment you accept yourself as whole, perfect, and complete, you accept yourself that you're capable of anything, you accept yourself that you're confident in your abilities, and you accept yourself that you're more than enough, you're good enough, you have more than enough information, more than enough to it brought you to this point in life, then clearly, if you accept yourself, you'll see how the universe will start to work with you with ease. And life becomes more of a dance than a fight. That's a bar, write it down. My life now is more of a dance. Was that like that 2 years ago? No, it was more of a fight. I was fighting the universe. Now it's just the flow of dance. But the thing is, there's nothing wrong with the fight. To each their own. Not everybody wants joy, not everybody wants happiness, not everybody wants serenity or calm. They want drama. I remember there was someone who jumped on the stream and they were mentioning, they thrive in chaos. They don't like peace. I mean, to each their own, right? They like to thrive on it because it brings them some level of excitement. Because that's why a lot of people strive on conflict, drama, and problems, because it brings excitement. It's a weird, warped way of bringing excitement into your life. But that's what a lot of humans do. They create a lot of drama and problems and chaos in themselves and into others just for the sheer fact of excitement, because life will become dull and boring to them. And if it becomes dull and boring, right, you will eventually go and create a problem to make it exciting. Right? That's what the mind does. It's all interconnected. Carnage. Do you think that's weird I think like that? No. It's not weird at all. At age 7, I realized that we're noting more than sperm cells that evolved into what parents mold them into. Their vessels contain either more X or Y chromosomes, indeed. There's no problem at all. What up, Alex? From Scotland. Amazing. I love Scotland. This is Toronto, Canada. Welcome, by the way. There's nothing wrong with if you think in a way of like chaos and conflict and drama and problems. There's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, are you bringing it into the world and creating that for other people who don't want that? That's the question, right? That's the main question that I'm asking most people, is that are you creating conflict, drama, and problem for the sheer fact of excitement for yourself, or are you creating conflict, drama, and problem for the sheer issue of bringing it into someone else's life? I'm gonna wait for this airplane to fly over my head. There might be a couple more planes. Again, to each their own. There's many ways up the top of the mountain. Some have to go through chaos, drama, and problems and climb that mountain through chaos, drama, and problems so that they can feel like they attained something. That's why most people do that. Because without... I shared this in a couple live streams, I'll share it again. If it feels too easy, it feels like you didn't earn it. Let's just be real. If life was too easy and everything was kind of like just it works out in your favor all the time, you'd be like, I don't deserve this. Because the rest of the world has to struggle and they have a struggle complex. If you didn't know, most people have a struggle complex. I had one too. I'm bringing things into awareness so you can see it for yourself. Nothing more. You get to decide after what that looks like. But most people have a struggle complex because the world strives on struggling and suffering. Just so you know, there's nothing noble about struggling and suffering. But we've nobilized this thing called struggle and suffering in the name of progress and achievement. Because the world celebrates people who are struggling and suffering and have gone through hard things. I brought this example. 2 people, one took 60 years to build their business and they finally hit their first million in 60 years, 6-0. And then someone built it in 6 months. Who would you favor? Obviously, you're going to celebrate the guy that took 60 fucking years, right? Struggle, difficulty, stress, right? You're going to celebrate this dude. Whereas the person who built it in 6 months, you're just looking at him like, fuck you. How dare you build it in 6 months? It's bullshit. Because we strive on this nobility of things having to be hard. That's why people love people who work hard. There's nothing noble about working hard. In fact, it's absolutely ridiculous. What I do isn't even hard, but most people will say, oh, Ryan, but that is hard. Like, the things that you do are hard. I'm like, no, they're not, because I've changed the meaning behind the word hard work. I've made it fun and easy for me. Nothing is hard in this world for me. If I've never done something before, I will say I may not have the experience in it yet, but it'll be easy. Just watch. Because I'm going in to a new experience. I'm like, this is going to be fun. This is going to be easy. And I'm not bullshitting myself when I say that. I'm actually really feeling like this is going to be easy. This is going to be fun. You get to decide what you accept as your truth. If you say that something is hard, then it's going to be hard. It's just that simple. Because you've decided before you've taken the action or whatever it is that you're about to do. I'm bringing these things into your awareness so that you can see and you can do whatever it is with it. Zara, good to see you. Carnage. To be honest, I kind just kept to myself. To be judged was what created barriers for me, but now it's different. Experiences everything. Exactly. I'm glad you... Hey! Good to see you, Tom. I didn't even see you were there, dude. I was so locked in. Nah, you're good, dude. All good? All good. Today we're talking about acceptance. Oh, yeah. How can you accept yourself as perfect, whole, complete? I'm going to ask you that question. Can you accept yourself as whole, perfect, and complete right now?
Yes.
Why can you accept yourself as whole, perfect, and complete? I'm just curious.
I accomplished some tasks that I never thought I would.
Okay. So you accomplished some tasks that you didn't think you were capable of.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel great.
So if you didn't accomplish those tasks, would you still be able to accept yourself as whole, perfect, and complete?
Not so much.
Why is that?
Because I notice I'm doing things wrong.
But who's to say that? So this is a perspective. Even if you didn't accomplish those things, right? That inner child version of you is whole, perfect, and complete. The mind, always is striving for achievement, accomplishment, attainment, and accolades. And there's another word, I forget the other A word. But it's always looking for that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong. Go for it, right? But the thing is, can you still be you even without those things happening? Yeah, it is. Because as a baby, did you have to do anything to be you? Exactly. You were just, you existed, right? Yes, your mom or your dad took care of you, like all of us, but you still existed. You didn't have to perform. You didn't have to achieve anything. You were just being you. It's somewhere down in our life, as in school, they trained us that like, oh, you're not getting good grades, so now you gotta like perform. There was a video I saw yesterday, and this is for all of you. I'm talking to Tom, a brother that I get to see every so often. There's a boy. Like when you're seeing somebody fight or argue about something as an adult, it's not even about the person they're arguing with. It's about something that happened in their past. So they're actually arguing with like their dad or their mom. So for example, like when there's a kid, he got like really bad grades in school. He's like 7 years old, and his dad is looking at the report card on the table, right? And the dad doesn't even say a word. He just gives him the look like of disappointment. So that creates a story within that child that now that in order to be, accepted, he's got to perform in the world. So if he doesn't perform, he's not accepted. See where I'm going with this? Like, so his partner, let's say his partner doesn't like how he does something, and she criticizes him and she can't accept him for who he is. He'll start creating a battle within himself, but he's not arguing with his partner. He's arguing with the story of his father not looking at it, like giving him that cold stare and that like not acceptance. And the thing is, like, this is going to be a bar.
It all started with human nature.
It all started there, exactly. So the bar is this. We think that it's happening again. Like, this experience is happening again. It's not happening again. In the subconscious mind, there is no again. It's just happening. Because it hasn't been dealt with. And it'll continue to seek experiences over and over. Have a good day. It'll keep seeking experiences over and over until it's finally resolved. So that's why, like, the mirror, whatever you see within yourself is going to be pointed back outwards over and over, and you're wondering what the fuck is going on. Right? That's why I kept mentioning like the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. It's important to know like what the fuck is actually going on within yourself. And the only way to really get to the subconscious mind is to relax. Which, what does the world tell you to do? Not relax. You got to keep performing. You got to keep doing. You got to keep taking action, right? If you're not taking action, then you're failing, you're falling behind. But that's not true at all. That's just another story that the world sold you, right? Because it started at school. School was the greatest trap that was created for humans to keep you enslaved. School did some good things, but majority of it was programming for you to be a little worker bee, to be a little slave of society. So you continue to produce and never get ahead. I had to break out of that trap, and now I'm creating my own life, and it's starting to be amazing because I finally figured it out after 40 years. Some people never figure this shit out. That's why my role is now to make sure whoever I run into, they're just aware so that they can make some choices that can be in alignment for them, that they can live their best life, whatever that is. Like how I spoke with you when I first met you, right? Now look at you. You're not smoking anymore. You're what? This is now 4th week. You're on 28th day, right? You're doing great. I can see your vitality's better. You feel better. Once you feel better, you think better too. And when you think better, you start to do better. It's all interconnected. When you feel well, you do well. When you do well, you think well. When you think well, you start to perform better. You start to think of different things. The mind doesn't compartmentalize anything. It's all interconnected. Right? So that's why it's important to be aware of these things and accept yourself as whole, perfect, and complete. Because if you don't, doesn't mean you can't improve. You can always improve. The mind is imperfectly perfect, but your soul, whether you want to believe you have a soul or not, is perfect. It has all the answers, but it's waiting for your mind to slow down so it can accept more guidance, aka from the intuition. And the only way is for us to slow it down. The world is going to continue to keep pushing you to go further and faster. Keep performing, never stop. But until you start to tranquilo, relax, then you'll start to see how things start to become more easier. And you can accept things as easy instead of difficult. Most people, they go into an experience thinking of the worst case scenario. Always worst case scenario. Hard. This is going to be hard. Who programmed that into us? The world or you, right? We programmed it into ourselves through our experience in the world. But who's to say you can't change it? If you like hard things and it brings you joy, there's nothing, it's not even about the word, it's not even about hard, it's about the perception around the word hard, right? Whatever hard is. I work out every day. A lot of people will say, man, you work really, really hard with your weights. I'm like, no, I don't. It's easy. I lift 45 pounds now. I'm going to be hitting 50 pounds soon, right? That's my target, just because I want to accomplish that, because that gives something the mind to do, right? It wants it to always achieve something, right? Can I just stay at 45 for the rest of my life? Sure. Can I go up? Sure. Can I go down? Sure. I'm not failing if I'm going down back to 40 and 30s and all that. I'm just adjusting to what my body feels in that moment. But the mind will be like, you're failing, you're falling behind, blah, blah, Anyway, so when I'm lifting 50 pounds, curling, doing an entire workout with 50-pound dumbbells, right? That's 30 to 45 minutes. That's pretty, it's not dropping to lesser weights, sticking to that one weight throughout the entire workout. For me, it's easy. It's easy to lift those weights. I don't say it's hard. Now, of course, am I going to say it's easy to lift, 1,000 pounds right now? Well, I haven't practiced 1,000 pounds. Of course, it's not going to seem easy at first, but I'm going to tell myself, I can build up to lifting to 1,000 pounds if I really wanted to by, hoisting it, right? But I haven't practiced, right? A little bit of common sense here, right? It's like going to the gym and expecting that if you haven't worked out in 5 years, you're going to go in and start curling 100 pounds. That's not happening. You might be able to lift it up, but you're probably not going to be able to curl too much. Because you haven't put in any reps, and your identity is still set to the old of I haven't been to the gym in 5 years or whatever, right? So we tend to bite off more than we can chew. That's why small steps. We got to look at the next step, or you got to just take that next step without knowing that step is there, and you'll see that it'll reveal itself. And that's all by accepting yourself as you are. Whole, perfect, and complete right now in this moment. Because when you do, you'll see the universe starts to mirror back exactly how you feel and starts to open up more possibilities. In the last week, 5 different people from all over the world, not my live stream, just on Instagram, on Facebook, they reached out to me like, hey, I would love to connect with you. They found me on like Facebook and Instagram. They would love to connect with me and see what kind of opportunities we can work together. I'm like, all by me just saying that there's many opportunities out there. But was that like that a year ago? No. Because I accepted that there are plentiful opportunities. I accept myself as whole, perfect, and complete in this moment right now. That yes, I can still improve and always am constantly improving, but I'm also improved, staying in two states at once. Because you can do that. When you know that there's a human version of you and there's a mastered version of you, a mastered version would be your God self or your higher self, and you know you're basically just walking the path to reach the higher self. How can you not accept yourself? Because your higher self is perfect. It knows everything. It can see the bigger picture. Your human self can't see the big picture. It uses the finite mind to kind of like navigate the world, right? Like, for example, the higher self can see the entirety of this trail as an example. Whereas this mind can only see what's kind of like in the 360-degree field of vision presently. So it's kind of like that. So like it can see the bird's eye view, or I like to call it the God's eye view, and I can only see the ground like this, right? So this mind can only see just this amount, whereas the infinite mind can see everything. So you are perfect and imperfect all in the same breath. But as you accept yourself whole, perfect, and complete and walk the mastered version of yourself, you'll see your human self will start to close the gap between your higher self and your human self. And they become almost like one-to-one. You'll still make mistakes. You'll still blunder in the world. But the meanings you give things will change. Because you can change the meaning behind any experience at any time. At will. But you get to decide. And you get to accept whatever meanings are thrown at you or you give it. You get to decide that and accept it. It's so simple, but the mind doesn't want to make it simple. It wants to make it more complicated than it has to be. So that's what we're talking about today. Acceptance. Accepting yourself right in this moment as you are. If you can, amazing. If you can't, it's okay. No big deal. Yeah. I saw Chris I saw him Friday. Yeah. He was wearing like red. He was walking by. I'm like, where the hell have you been? I hadn't seen him. He said I saw you that day. You were at the car, right? And he said that he saw you. You saw him on Friday, I think. Yeah. Morning. So, yeah, it was good to see him. Because it's been a minute. I won't be here tomorrow because tomorrow is client day. Tuesday's supposed to rain. Apparently this week is going to be kind of like, yeah. So I don't know, like even when I come to the trail, if I'll be standing at the water. I'm surprised that I'm still here because it's supposed to rain in like 30 minutes. That's why I brought my umbrella. So at least I got a little bit of talking done at the water today. But I'll be probably heading out shortly. Yeah. Sounds good, dude. You're going to head that way? Most likely, if you're heading back, you might see me still. So, yeah.
I went for a swim yesterday in the community center.
Nice. That's good. You're starting to do things a lot differently. Yeah. See? Because you're thinking differently now. And when you think differently, you start to do differently. That's a bar, by the way. Write it down. Yeah. All right. I'll see you in a bit. You too, dude. All right. Let me read the chat because I know you all shared some stuff. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Underboss. Doc, what's up? You are what you believe in exactly. You can become that which you believe you can. Bhagavad Gita, love it. It means relationship does not mean only girlfriend. Exactly. Am I horny? I'm just reading the chat. I can say that he has I don't actually have a relationship problem. I don't know if that's referring to me. I have zero problems with that. Do I have energy problems? I do not have energy problems. I don't know if these comments are referring to me because like you guys are having your own conversation. There is always light in mirrors to see through. Yeah. I'm just reading through. Oh, this guy's back. This is not New Age. This is the law of the universe. If anything, that's more New Age. It's more religious. But you keep coming back to my stream, dude. I keep telling you, like, there's no point you being here because I'm not changing my ideologies because I know how the universe works. So you can continue to flap your gums, but I'm going to keep saying what I'm saying. It's just that simple. Accepting yourself, again, also entails that no matter where you are in your journey, you're doing good. All of you. Just remember, all of you are doing good. You have to remember that, like, you are where you are. It brought you to this point. You're still here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Think about that. Take that in for a moment. Whatever you believe is true or real, whatever you've done, whatever actions, whatever words you have said, you're still here. How can you not? You're still here. You could have blundered and taken an action that could have caused some chaos that would have taken you out, but you're still here. This wouldn't be called New Age. This is just called living life at this point. So accept yourself that you brought yourself to this moment. Hello. You get to decide though. I got to decide that now life becomes easy. It's a dance for me. It's fun. It's enjoyable. The ones who asked about, like, I don't know if that question was for me, to be honest. I have no idea. I'm not going to assume if that was for me. But if it was for me, I'll state that no, I have no energy problem. And no, I have really good relationships with a lot of people. So, you can only see as far as you see in yourself. If you can't see past yourself, like, you can't see past yourself. So that's why, like, you'll either misperceive somebody based on your level of awareness. But it's okay. If you can accept yourself as you are and you're always going to be able to see more for yourself, and that allows you to change and see things differently, then you're on the right track. Or I would say the more aligned track. See, for me, I know that there's so much more to explore. It's endless exploration on this planet. There's so much to still evolve and transcend to, even though the higher self, the God self, is already whole, perfect, and complete. And I'm just walking the path to reach that version. But I accept myself in this moment as I am. And the thing is, a lot of us, unfortunately, are not accepting ourselves. We're waiting for somebody to accept us before we accept ourselves. That's why, there's constant rejections in the world, and people internalize that, and then they reject themselves. That's a bar, by the way. Just accept yourself. You don't need others to accept you. You don't need others' permission, validation, or approval, attention, validation, and engagement or entertainment. You don't. I used to think I needed someone else's permission to speak. Like, in school, they force you to, like, if you want to answer a question, you got to raise your hand. You can't just, like, speak. they train you to do these things in school. It's not by anybody's fault. It's just how the system is built. But you get to undo the system whenever you want. I accept the system for what it did, but I also accept that I can change and not follow the same programming that I've been following for years. So like, I don't need to raise my hand for permission to speak. I will just fucking speak. You know, it's funny because we do this, we do it on Zoom, right? You have a question, right? Now, of course, like, we have to follow some sort of proper etiquette here. So like on Zoom, if there's like thousands of people and someone has a question, you know, they raise their virtual hand just so that it notifies the attendee. But for me, like, if I have a question, I will just ask it. I will be that type of person that will unmute myself and be like, unless they have full control that I can't unmute myself, I'll literally unmute myself and I'll just say, so I have a question. I will either wait till they're finished and I'll ask the question. If there's a pause and it looks like it's time for me to ask that question, I will ask the question. I'm not going to wait. I don't need anybody's attention or approval, and nor do you. You all don't need anybody's approval or attention. You don't need anybody's validation either. And if you're waiting for someone to validate you, good luck. Because if you don't validate yourself, then others are just going to keep rejecting you for who you are, or who you believe you say you are. Accept yourself as you have the permission. Accept yourself that you have your own approval. Accept yourself that you have your own validation. Accept yourself that you have your own engagement and entertainment. Being entertained by yourself. I got probably one of the greatest life journeys known to man by, you know, being alone for most of my life. Like mentally. Physically I was with people, but mentally I was alone. Isolated. And it's easy to be alone. It's fun, in fact. But now that I figured out how reality works, now so many people are coming in droves. Like, of course, we have you guys on the live stream. I have my people in my physical world, which is amazing. I've made more connections in the last like 7 months than I ever did in my entire life. Take that in for a moment. So like, I've accepted myself that I have everything within myself. And as I keep accepting myself, the mirror can't smile back before you do. You have to smile first before the mirror smiles. That means shift internally, whether you're good with or without it. And you'll see as your reality starts to rearrange itself in ways that you can't possibly imagine, but the mind is always attempting to see the next step, and it gets in the way. There are certain things that just cannot be explained by the mind. Everything must be logical on this planet. That's not true. There are things that are like not rational that defy rationality. And some of you have experienced that. You just may not have been aware of it, but you've experienced things of that nature to some extent in your life. You can call those what? Synchronicities? All because for me, I decided to accept myself as who I am in this moment, that I have everything within myself. All the answers are right here. They're not here, but they're right here. This has to slow down to allow this to send the information within to the mind so it's aware. Everything becomes easy for me. It's not a problem whatsoever. I'm going to start rolling out because it's going to rain in a moment. So I won't be able to spend too much time at the water today. But it's okay. I accept the amount of time I get to spend here. What do we got? Sunil. Nabito. I didn't even know Nabito was here. And Underboss, you're right. Isolation leads to elevation. That's a bar. I'll write that one down. If not, you might have some other issues. Truth is stranger than fiction. Hi, Crazy Cat. Good to see you. Just reading the chat quickly. How are you going to get a question answered if everyone else is trying to get? I mean, Sam, if you think I have the worst metaphors, then you can jump off my stream. Yes, Orochimaru, it's daytime here. I'm just taking a moment. Michael, what definition of owner is applied? I know this is incorrect, but I will accept if proved wrong. Owner. Humans are lucky the divine doesn't wipe out mankind for fun like they've done in the past. It's so true. I'm just reading. Owner. I'm just following the chat. Okay, fair enough. Anyways, a lot of that is just a bunch of noise in the chat. I do like your I do like what you shared though. Isolation leads to elevation. That's a real bar. If that just came through you, Underboss, make sure you, even though you texted it out on the chat, make sure you make note of that for yourself. That's good, because that's how it worked for me. I had to isolate myself for a very, very long time to be aware of a lot of things that the world, like, it gave me like more of a perspective and perception of like opening up my field of view, just observing things. Sure, was it painful? Yeah, it was painful. There were times where I'm like, fuck, there's no one to talk to. But I managed to get through it, and now I have so much people to talk to that it's like boundless. It's endless. It's fun. And I get to see other people's perspectives and how they got to this point in their journey and the things that they've had to endure. But the ones that understand what I'm saying, they've accepted themselves as who they are in this moment, whole, perfect, and complete, and still being able to grow, evolve, and stretch and ascend as well in this moment. Dual. Your master self or your higher self and your human self, and you're just walking the path to reach the person that you already are as a mastered self. Because they exist. Every one of us has you can use whatever word you want. God self, higher self, super self, ascended self, transcended self, insert word. There is a version of you that's already has done it, and you're just simply walking the path to reach it. The mind works in a linear timeline, whereas the higher self does not work with a timeline. It's already here now. You can say that's like the subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind and your nervous systems are like one-to-one. It's good though. More humans are starting to become aware of these things that are lost in our awareness. And the more humans who are aware of these things, the better we'll have, the better we will have for each other to navigate the world in an easier way. Life will become more fluid, more like a dance. I see it everywhere. I see it on Instagram, I see it on Facebook, I see it in person, I see it on YouTube, that more are starting to understand who they actually are. So sooner or later, like, even my work will be done here. I won't need to physically be here anymore, but I love being on the earth. I love being here. This is such a beautiful place. Had you talked to me 10 years ago, though, different story. I would have told you, yeah, who wants to be on this dirt ball? Fuck this place. Like, I don't want to be here, but I love here now. I love it so much. Like, I really, really see everyone starting to, like, it's like a lotus flower. You know, a lotus flower grows into like muddy water, or and that mud is like the metaphor of like all the shit we go through. But then eventually all the shit will, you know, go away, and the lotus flower will start to bloom. Everyone's starting to bloom right now, and more will start to bloom next year as well. There's a lot of shit that's going to unfold next year. I mean, a lot of the stuff has started now, but you'll see more people awaken or be aware like next year. 10 years from now, Earth is always changing, but like the consciousness level will be much more elevated. And a lot of who are still playing the old game of like fear, worry, and doubt, and lack and scarcity are going to have a very difficult time in the newer way of how humans are starting to operate. 10 years from now, though. Some say that we won't be here 10 years. We might wipe each other out. If that be the case, I mean, it is what it is, but I believe that we'll be here much longer than that. I do know that. Because there are more humans starting to be aware of this stuff, and they're not creating more problems in the world. In fact, they're starting to like accept others as they are. I accept all of you as you are, even if you hate my guts. I don't care. I love your soul. I may not enjoy the mind that you have presently, but I can't deny my feelings, like my deep care for your soul. That's why I do my best to help, even if I have shitty metaphors. Maybe today wasn't the greatest with metaphors, but this is the first time you're running into me, so you made your assumption on me. No big deal. I have no problem. I'm not going to resonate with everybody. I'm not here for everybody. Not everybody's going to click with me, right? You're not going to be... I've already accepted that not everyone's going to like me. And that's okay. I'm not for everybody. I'm here for anyone, but not here for everyone. That's a bar, write it down. If I don't click with you, I don't click. You have 10 million other live streams you can keep going and scrolling up. Right? But whatever I'm saying, there's a reason why you're still lingering. Otherwise, you wouldn't care to even type. You'd just be like, fuck this guy, and left already. For those who think I have really shitty metaphors. You will see it, true evidence, or truly, eventually, everyone will. Two people will emerge at the end. Those believed. Yeah. Yeah, well, I respect dogs. Dogs are gifts. I think that's how you say your name. I respect your perspective, but I won't entertain it. I will not put that as my truth, though. I know Jesus in a vastly different way, but we're not getting into that. But yes, I respect it. Let it be. You'll see, though. You'll see. I always asked myself, why did we create the world the way we created it? Why did God create the world the way it did? And it told me, well, if I didn't have excitement and like endless possibilities to explore, then it would be absolutely boring. Is it raining? Yeah, it's starting to rain. All right, we're gonna roll out in a moment. I'll still continue about acceptance though as I walk back. You know, when I allowed myself to accept other people's perspectives, it allowed me to just be open to all different ways of being, from all different types of backgrounds and religious indoctrinations. They're all beautiful in their own right. And I love the fact that I got to be, it was an honor to study all the books and to see this, the beauty that each of them have and the similarities that they all share through the different stories and parables and metaphors that they used. That's why, like for me, I can't say any of you are wrong. You can't. How can I? Knowing what I know, you're all right. All of you. All of you are right. The problem is all of you, not you specifically. I'm saying, when I say all of you, I'm referring to the world. So let me not use the word you. The rest of the world is just fighting each other and not just allowing others to just be and accept. Even if you may not resonate with someone else's beliefs, you can at least still just, you know what, I don't believe in that, and that's okay, right? That's okay that I don't believe in that, but I still, I still have some respect for you from a non-belief standpoint. Like, I respect your soul, but most humans are not at that level yet. Not yet. There's probably maybe at most 2 to 3 million people who understand how Earth really is. That's a lot of people, but in the grand scheme, that's still not a lot of people. There's still, 7.6 billion people who don't, give or take. Oh. This is the greatest time on Earth. I know it doesn't look like that, though, based on all the bullshit that's happening on the planet. But this is probably the greatest time to be alive on the planet. All the different magical things that are unfolding, like from a conscious level. But we're all like, and it's okay, I get tripped up too with, seeing this happening and that happening. But I have to remind myself, like, this is the game that the world is playing and they are being finessed. You can also play the game and be finessed, or you can still play your game and just kind of work with what's going on and just kind of navigate in your own lane while you see what's going on with the rest of the world. Is it easy? Sometimes it can be a little, to the mind, it can be a little challenging, but I remind myself that in every present moment, I get to decide the meaning of things, and I get to accept what I choose is real and true for me specifically. And all of you too as well, right? I myself, I don't need to accept a lot of things that are out in the world. And you get to decide that for yourself too. You may think that's bullshit, and that's your acceptance of, like, then that's bullshit. That's a paradox. But you get to decide. You too. See, I'm still here. We get to decide. I'm going to just quickly read what's in the chat. I don't know what's going on in the chat. You guys are having your own conversation. Huh. I see we have that we have a Ronaldo is better than Messi at football. Yeah, who cares? I mean, people ask me about that a lot. I know that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but and you guys are having your own random conversations in the chat. Some of you are just simply not interested in what I'm saying, and that's fine, no big deal. Others are paying attention. So for those who are dropping random, like Ronaldo versus Messi and all this shit, I mean, do you, but I don't care because they're both excellent soccer players or football players. They're both equally good. How about that? That's what the human mind likes to do a lot. It likes to like mark one as better than the other. No, they're both good. How about that? Can you accept that both Ronaldo and Messi are good at football? It's like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. All right, Michael Jordan, phenomenal basketball player. Kobe Bryant was a phenomenal basketball player too. Right? Why must there be just one GOAT? Speaking of which, we're going to roll out. Thank you, Water. I appreciate the time that we got to spend today and share a little bit of wisdom. Yeah. For me, somebody asked me like, Ronaldo or Messi? This was on my other live stream, my older channel. I'm like, I don't care. I like them both. Why do I have to choose? Because that's what you have to do. I'm like, I don't have to do a damn thing. I can just say I choose both. How about that? You're like, no, you have to choose. I'm like, no, I don't. Mister, can you get off of my gimbal? That's what the human mind likes to do. It likes to always like one or the other. No, it can be both. For me, they're just both good. Period. And Michael is right. It's spelled Messi with an I. Yeah. You guys love to debate. This is what the human mind does. It loves debating because it doesn't like to accept that two people can be good at the same time. Like people do it in basketball, like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, right? No, they're both fucking good. Steph Curry is my favorite, but you know, I love Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Steph Curry, and all of them. All right, Water. I'll see you not tomorrow. I'll see you Tuesday. We're gonna roll out. I love them all. Why must I choose sides? I accept them all as actually amazing basketball players. So same with Messi and Ronaldo. I accept them both as amazing soccer players, or for my Europeans, football players. I've also accepted that it's also called football and soccer at the same time. Different part of the world calls it different things. I used to be like, no, it's called this, it's not that. Like, there are people in the world that spell things with a Z instead of an S, like organization, visualization, right? They have an S instead of a Z. Of course, in Canada and America, Z and Z, right? In Canada, they say Z. In America, they say Z. I accept them both as real and true. In Canada, they add an O, or they add a U for color and favorite. But in America, there is no U in color and favorite. Both are true. Good morning. Have a great day. Thank you. You get to decide. Why must there be just one way? There are many ways. Is there just one way up the top of the mountain? No, there are many ways. Morning. So, for all you squabbling and like, Messi's better than Ronaldo. No, they're both good. How about that? I just ended the war. Congratulations, the war is over. America speaks English, then changes it to their own. It's still English, though. Exactly. Spot on. It's still English. Good perspective there, Michael. That's a good one. It's still English at its core. Man, do all the people reply back when you say good morning? Yeah, I'm not following a lot of the chat, Doc, to be honest. I'm just kind of like periodically reading whatever is on the screen. I will scroll up here and there, but since I'm not using YouTube, thank God I'm not fucking using the YouTube app. Less distractiveness for me. Yeah, it's raining right now. I'll bust out the umbrella shortly. These are basically my umbrella presently. Well, I read your comment because I see it, but not all of them. Because some of them are just like, okay, whatever. I accept whatever comment though. I just don't entertain a lot of it. I could have just turned off comments and like nobody could actually comment. So you can say I accept all the comments, both good and not so good ones. It's true though. I could have literally turned on like when I start the live stream, I can just disable chat. Then none of you all can say a damn word. But then no one would be here because like you wouldn't be able to share your perspectives. And I'd rather hear your perspectives, whether good or not so good. Is that our brother coming this way? Yes, it is. Yeah. Just taking a moment to chill. What's up, bro? Good, you? Good stuff. You enjoying the weather?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a good one, dude. So we went from a conversation with Messi and Ronaldo to now Adam and Eve. Yeah. Yeah, let it be. Chat is W. I don't know about that. Chat's more like N than W. N means neutral. I was gonna say L, but no, it's not an L. It's more neutral. I'm just on my way back. Mango chutney. Can't say I enjoy that. I do like mango, though. But I have to be in the mood to eat mango. That fruit is, it's hit or miss with me. The one fruit that isn't hit or miss for me is usually going to be clementine or blueberry. But sometimes blueberries, depending on like where they're grown, they either have no flavor or they're extremely sour. I still like them, but because I know they're good for the heart. By the way, y'all, practice love and authenticity. Especially authenticity. Be authentically you. Whenever you can. Hey Amelia, I'm doing great. By the way, yesterday when you mentioned the word Terran, I was watching, what movie was I watching that said Terran? Oh, no, it wasn't a movie, it was X-Men. X-Men 97. I heard the word Terran, I'm like, ha! What a interesting coincidence or synchronistic moment, because you mentioned Terran yesterday, and then I watched X-Men 97 for the 7th time, but this time I heard them say Terran. It was the episode where Professor X was with the Shi'ar Empire, and they kept calling him this Terran. Yeah, so pretty fascinating that when you said that word yesterday, it popped up on me, like hearing that word in X-Men. I can't wait for X-Men season 2. It's coming out July 1st. Been waiting 2 years for them to release it. This is Toronto, Sam. Kind of just dealing with a little bit of rain right now. It's supposed to rain for the rest of the day. So once I get back, I'll be more likely ending my stream. If it rains like this is okay. I'm good with this type of rain. If it starts raining like extremely heavy, then I might take some shelter for a bit. It's peaceful. I like it. The sun is actually out still too, which is great. It's that type of rain. The sun is like right over there. Morning. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good. Are you?
I'm good, man. Enjoy it. Thank you. I want your suggestion. I'm thinking of moving in Canada. what you think for a job. I would highly recommend not moving to Canada. Personally, I would not move here. I don't know where you're from, Sam, but I would not move here. Don't waste your time coming here. It's a good place to visit, but a terrible place to live, in my opinion. Unless you like the hustle and bustle and the grind, and you want to work yourself to the bone, then come to Canada. But I would go to America. Has more opportunities. Canada's not that ambitious. The ambition level here is lackluster, unfortunately. It's a good place. I do love Canada, but the ambition level is not high enough for me. People play small here. I'm not saying that there's no YouTuber who is doing big things. There's tons of YouTubers who are doing big things, but collectively in Canada, the ambition level is like small. They're not playing full out. That's part of the reason why I'm leaving Canada to go to United States, to San Diego, because at least California, the ambition level is higher there. Oh, look, we got some clown that's saying, shut your ass up. This is probably a first dimensional human with a zero dimensional mind. So no, do your job. Terminate. Eradicate. For a farmer research job, what do you think? I'm moving. I'd still not choose Canada. I would do more research though on where it has more opportunities for where you're thinking of residing. I don't know what LARP is, but I'm going to be banning that word. You guys are basically helping me to find the new words that I must put into my live stream so I can block it, so it's less distracting. I don't know what LARP is. Can somebody give me the definition of what Gen Alpha word is or Gen Z word is? The fuck is LARP? We making shit up now? Australia would be really good, but I myself I've never been there myself personally. But I know they have a lot of opportunities there too. But I couldn't speak because I'm not from there. If someone's from Australia and they want to share their perspective, that would be awesome. But I don't know if anybody is from Australia in the chat right now. We do have a brother that's from there. His name is Cat Trooper, but he hasn't been on for a hot minute. He's been productive. LARP. So that's a word I'll be putting in my list of words. Don't know what that means. I'm basically making sure that my stream stays as much less distractive and clean and respectful for the rest of you. Don't want to be seeing unnecessary noise, shut your ass up kind of thing, you know? Do we really need to see that in a stream? No. So I'm going to be making sure I put that as one of my filter words. Oh, so that's what LARP means? Man, humans are so fucking lazy. Just type that shit out. Okay, so that's not bad then, but still, like, live action role play. Live action role play. Probably. Just watching the boys play their game at the moment. There used to be a lot of baseball games here in the past, but because there's a better baseball diamond by that area where I was hanging on the bar earlier, the baseball games are held there. Let me see, what else do I want to talk about? I don't know what I was talking about prior. It's all good. I know I was reading the comments. Oh, bike coming. Strength in numbers. I like what it has on his shirt. Strength in numbers. That's what the world is attempting to do, is divide us, divide and conquer through belief systems and ideologies and a bunch of other shit to keep dividing us. And by the world, I mean like the invisible system. That's why I liked his shirt. Strength in numbers. But I would change it to united we're stronger. Divided we're weaker. That's a bar. Hello, Mr. Duck and Miss Duck. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Yeah, me either, dude. Good to see you, bro. It's raining today. It's not that bad though. It's not like heavy duty rain. It's like very misty type of rain. Yep. That's why, like, when I look at the chat too, anybody who's doing like any sort of this versus this, or that's just division. I don't subscribe to division. I subscribe to acceptance of like oneness, unity. I may not agree with some of the things in the chat, but I mean, I still respect their soul, because it's not their soul that's typing the messages, it's their mind. The mind is what is like dividing. The soul doesn't divide. The soul unites. Yeah, rain is good for its own reason, for sure. I do like it. It's much cooler than it was yesterday. Like, in terms of temps, we are down probably 15 degrees. So it's a lot cooler for sure. Yesterday it was extremely hot. Like, if I don't bring a water bottle to drink some water, then you know it's a little bit on the cooler side. Is rain a form of cleansing? Sure is. You can say it like balances things out. You can change the meaning of what rain actually is doing. Cleansing, balancing, purging, shifting, transforming. I'm gonna quickly hang on this bar. Let me just put my umbrella down. There's a stick here. I like sticks. That's not a big stick though. Nah. I have a lot of like sword looking sticks or like staff looking sticks back at the place. Morning. I'm gonna hang for a moment. This is cheating, Orion. You're cheating. You're not hanging. You're touching the ground with your toes. Hanging is really, really good because it's good for your shoulders, your spine, and your hips. And it's good for your grip strength too. Somebody told me, Orion, if you could only do a couple moves, what would you do? Squats, push-ups, like sitting in a seated squat, lunges, and hanging on a bar. Or hanging from something. Very, very good. So we got Mike and Michael. It's like yesterday. Yep. I just saw that you wrote that. I just scrolled up that you typed that out. This is the peaceful rain. Morning. Let's see what's written in chat, just a little bit above. Oops. Is color the illusion of division? Sure is. If you're referring to like skin color, yes. If that's what you're referring to. You know, the funny thing is we're all just different shades of melanin, lighter shades and darker shades. That's all it is. Like, I know they use the word white and black, but like, it's just a very dark shade of melanin and a lighter shade of melanin. Like even the most lightest shade of melanin is still not fully white, and the most darkest shade of melanin is not black. That's how I was able to, start seeing things differently. Yep, you got it. For me, when I see anyone, I don't see, yes, I see their physical body, obviously, like that brother that's riding his bike there. But I don't see the human, I see the soul. Of course, I'm speaking to the mind when I do speak to the human, but generally speaking, I see the soul. I see a soul that's just navigating just like I had to navigate and figure things out, or has figured it out. And that still goes for the same for digital as well. Yep, you know it, Mike. That's why, for me, I do my best to never talk about those, because they have zero relevancy for me. I myself came here to help bridge the gap between humans, well, the minds of humans. Look at these birds, just like speaking their own language. My favorite YouTuber, I only see her vessel, it's Divine. She's fine AF. I love it. I love it. Have a good day. Yep, that's the guy that had the stronger we stand. Well, once I head back to the house, probably end the stream only because I'll keep it on for just a few minutes, because I will not be spending, as much as I would love to be outside all day, I will not be spending much time outside today. It's going to rain throughout the day, so I won't be able to do my workout outside. I'll have to do it indoors. Indoor workout. Blah. I like doing my workout outdoor. I can do it in the rain. It just becomes more of a bothersome. I don't know if you've ever told me your real name. I thought it was Sunil. I think you did tell it to me, but I don't remember presently. Always underboss. Every day is fun day for me. I get to decide if it's fun based on my choice, my decision, and my acceptance of what's going on. Like right now, I'm having fun and accepting the rain for what it is. Enjoying my time. My only concern is when I'm out in the rain that my phone doesn't get soaked, because it's not waterproof. That, and because of microphone that's plugged, like the receiver that's plugged into the bottom of the USB or the lightning port. There was one time it rained so heavily that my USB port or the lightning port was basically like I had to wait for 2 days just to charge my phone because water had seeped in. So that's my only concerns when I'm out in the rain if I'm streaming. If I was out in the rain and I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't care if I got soaked. Bring on the rain. Marcel, God disowned me? Sure. If God disowned me, then God disowned me. If God disowned me, he would have taken me out by now and sent me to the fiery depths of hell, but that doesn't exist. That's such a first dimensional perspective. You humans who operate from that paradigm, man, I cannot wait when you guys figure it out. The ones who keep bringing those types of perspectives, I'll just be laughing my ass off on the other side and be like, all right, I'm gonna be walking backwards, working on hips, ankles, knees. To live without a sore throat experience is divine. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, underboss. That's like the worst of the worst. Because sore throat starts when that happens, yeah. That's when it's the beginning of the end. That's usually the first sign of like, shit. Here we go again. We're going through that garbage again. But I also like, you know what? It's whatever experience I'm supposed to have. Purge it. Maybe something needed to be purged from the body and had to go through a physical capacity. Your God having disabled getting. Yeah, exactly. But I don't subscribe to that SICK word anymore. So I don't get SICK. And there have been plenty of times I should have gone SICK and I didn't. Not anymore, since I've shifted my perception on that. Is it done raining? I'll just keep the umbrella open. So I went to the right yesterday. I'm going to go to the left today. Awesome. We're back in civilization. Really lucky I have this trail. If I was living in downtown Toronto, there's barely any nature down there. English is a slur. I'm not paying attention to chat right now. Not fully. I'm just taking in the area. Enjoying the birds. I like these robins, how they just like walk with their little feet. They're probably like, human coming, even though they don't have language. Human. Well, they have their own language. but human coming. We're like titans to them. For those of you who watch Attack on Titan, we're like fucking titans to them. I will behave today and avoid the God talk. Have already upset a few worshipers today. Where? In the chat or somewhere else, Mike? Nah, bro, talk, bro. Share. I mean, you do you, right? Like for me, I don't care if I upset people with what I have to say. That's based on their level of awareness. If it triggers them and they're like, no, Ryan, you're wrong. Well, guess what? The very fact that you're saying I'm wrong shows me your level of awareness. That just says enough. Those who have their hearts open and are willing to listen will hear the words. Those whose hearts are closed and don't have their ears open will not hear. They will just hear they'll hear the word, but they'll perceive it vastly different because they're speaking a different language, which is on a different frequency. Different frequency, different language. Even though I'm saying English words, they'll perceive it in their own version based on their perception. That's why, like, I'm not here to, if someone's like, help me to understand, sure. If someone's like, they're not open to hearing, then there's no point. I'll just move on. Like, for example, Clayton jumped on again today and he asked about the divine. And I told him, like, there's no point getting into a conversation with you, Clayton, because you're going to need evidence. I need evidence. I'm like, okay. I can just say that you are the divine. No, that's not true. I'm not the divine. I'm like, okay. There's no point. There's a time where you just don't bother yourself. Those who want to have deep conversations will have deep conversation. Like you and I, Mike, we have really good conversation. So I'll have that conversation. The Jehovah convo finished me telling them that they are a Xeno worshiper. I mean, for me, like, this is why I'm so lucky I get to be me. I really am, because, like, whatever anyone gets to believe, it's their choice. For me, because, like, I know what happens once time is up for each of us. Everything that we currently believe is true and real, no matter what that is, it will be manifested instantly for a moment in like, we'll use the word time, until you snap, till the mind is no longer part of the soul, and the mind sort of dissipates, and then you snap out of it, and you're like, oh, welcome back. Welcome back to the other side. Sort of like when you're in dream world, right? Your conscious mind is no longer active. You're in a theta or even delta state, and like things don't logically make sense in that realm because the mind is always looking for logic. So yeah, that's why, like, if someone truly believes there's a fiery place after they die, then there's a fiery place and they will manifest it. Those who don't believe in the fiery place will not manifest it. That's why, like, I accept everyone's beliefs because it brought them to this level right now, to this point in time. I once upon a time believed in a bunch of things like that too, but I was able to start seeing things differently because I started accepting different perspectives that allowed me to open up my vision to see a lot more. So, yeah. It's true. They're all basically attempting to say the same thing, just using different words. But then, based on the level of awareness and perception of how you perceive words, it can either be interpreted as what it was originally said to be for, or misinterpreted based on the level of awareness. That's why, like, people, when they're reading books, they're not reading books, they're reading their level of awareness, their consciousness level. That's a real bar. You're basically reading consciousness at your level. So, like, for example, I could say the dog jumped over the moon. Now, most of us will know what that means, but there could be someone who doesn't understand what dog jumps over the moon really means. Like, am I being literal? Am I being metaphorical? Right? So it comes down to perception. That's why for me, I always seek to understand when someone says something, like, help me to understand. If I don't understand already, help me to understand how you're perceiving it, so I get where you're coming from. I don't really ask that question much because I kind of just know where most are coming from when they say what they say. Yeah, we're going to go this way. Intuition told me to go to the left. Yeah. Have a PhD in bioengineering and genetics. Never seen anything that can be attributed to anything non-natural. Who said impossible? Who the hell is I like when people say impossible. I don't know if that impossible is for me. If it is, nothing's impossible for me. Except for, things that break the law of reality, or like the law of the universe. Such as, like, am I going to grow wings like an eagle and fly? No, but I can build wings and have something that can help me to levitate and use the law of gravity in my favor. But I'm not growing fucking wings. Common sense. No, you can't build wings. Sounds like a child right now. They are where they are based on their level of awareness and their frequency, which again is comprised of 7 keys: your beliefs, your expectations, your emotional charged thoughts, your reactions, your focus, your convictions, your perception, and your self-concept of yourself, aka your identity. Hello. Why do ancient civilizations all around the world depict winged humans? To allow you to see better in the conditions your ancestors were living. Yep. It's basically a perspective. It's a POV instead of like, so it's like you're watching from the mountain instead of from the ground. Most are living from the ground, not from the mountain or from like the sky. So, of course, if you're in the sky, you can see a lot more. You can see a broader range of things. When you're on the ground, you can only see what's in your peripheral vision. I have to turn my head to kind of see like things to my left and my right, or even go behind and look. But if I was in the sky, I could see all these houses all at the same time. Both are equal and valid and true. Many religions and races depict chimeras and dragons. Underbossed winged humans are quite an easy thing to imagine. Look at X-Men, for example. Ooh, yeah, what is an angel? And then, of course, the follow-up question, what is a demon? We're almost back. Probably like 5 more minutes at the pace I'm walking at. We'll be back at the house. This was a nice, pleasant, and coolish walk. I enjoyed it. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. I do prefer the sun though, but hey, we need some balance. We need our grass to stay green. So let it rain. Let it do what it must do. Tomorrow's gonna be sunny, but I won't be streaming. Well, I'll probably stream maybe later in the evening, like late afternoon, early evening, or I might just take the day. But if I do take the day, that'll be my first day that I hadn't streamed. But I'll stream, even if it's for like 20 minutes, just to say hello, jump on. Ooh, they bought lots of plants. Nice. I'll read the chat more when I get like seated. And I'll finish up on the topic of acceptance, which kind of goes hand in hand with what's probably going on in the chat, where, you know, for all of you who are sharing what you're sharing, I accept every word that you said, even if it's like, I hate you, Orion. Morning. Have a great day. Thank you. Because I know where most people are in their life. In fact, I have an idea where almost every human is in their life. I may not know the experience, but I definitely know the emotional experience that someone's going through. I have to go through the entire range from absolute despair and giving up and throwing in the towel and like, I'm done with this place, to the most joyful experience you could possibly have on the earth. So I've got to experience all of it fully. The one who's been through it is the one who can understand it and can understand it through others. The rain is picking up again. I got blonde hair, blue eyes, and want to know why. Things had to unfold in that particular manner so that others could not fall and do the same thing. But, you know, he did what he did. From a human standpoint, like from the humanistic standpoint, you know, it was just like, what the fuck? Oh shit, there's someone up in their, they built a little like hanging area in their garage. That's cool. That's dope. Well, we're back. Anytime you see the red car, we're back. I imagine this red car will be the Toyota Supra though, MK4. Fully modded, kitted out. And we're back. Yep. It's the type of rain that I can still be outside here for a bit. Where the rain is not blowing to the left or the right, or it's windy. Oh. Oh. Straight 6 3-liter turbo. Yep, 2JZ. That's the one. I was thinking of getting the MK5, but I'm like, I don't know. It kind of rubs me the wrong way at times. I still like it, but I prefer the old school one. All right, let me change my stream back to 1080p 60. Uno momento, y'all. We're back. Nah, just keep it open. Oh. It's pleasant. The more relaxed you all can be in your day-to-day life, the more things become easier to just unfold. Of course. Because I have a voice that can be anything. Color does not make the person. You're on my channel. You should see that there's an icon there with a person that has a suit on. Humans. Oh, these humans. They are such fascinating creatures. Humans. All the humans. H-O-O-M-A-N-S. Humans. All these humans are very fascinating. It is almost 11 o'clock. Normally we're leaving the water at this time, so we're back earlier than normal. So the rest of my day I have a cardio workout to do later on. Might play a video game, might just chill out. I'm already chill, but I might just play a video game just to... What will I play though if I'm gonna play? NHL? NBA? I should download a FIFA game actually. Like an old school like EA Sport FIFA game from like PS2 era. I do have soccer games though. Like I have the Mario ones, like Mario Sockets, like Striker Charge, Switch emulator. I love emulating stuff. Amazing. DJing is so awesome. I got to experience a little bit of DJing myself, so I know that feeling, dude. I can tell. It's such a cool experience. Am I a good DJ? No. But, you know, I do know, I know why you did that. It's good. I don't play games often. And if I play, it's for like a short amount of time. Unless I'm really entrenched into a story of a video game. Like the last game I actually just finished was Rogue Galaxy. 20 years later, I beat the game, finally. Because when I was playing it on the PS2 originally, my save file got corrupted and I got very far into the game and I was like, fuck it, I'm not playing this game again. I went so far in the game and the memory card got corrupted. I was so pissed. So, you can say like 20 years later, it's like, you know, when you have to go face a boss that you couldn't beat when you were a kid, but you train up so you can beat the boss later in your life. That's kind of the same thing what I did. I basically trained up and I was like, you know what, let's go and beat Rogue Galaxy now. So, yeah, I don't play often though. For me, I love gaming, but it's not like the, see ya, dude. I'll see you Tuesday. I can't play for too long. Like, I get bored very quickly. It just loses interest. I prefer reading my books over playing a video game. And that's so weird for me to say this now, or I should say it's more normal to say that now than maybe several years ago, because years ago I'd be like, books? Who the fuck reads books? But I changed my perception on that. Yeah. Amazing, dude. Mr. Carnage is awesome. Do it up. I wanted to, or I desired to be a game streamer most of my life. When I heard that was a thing that people do and make money. But that wasn't my purpose. My purpose was to, and I do stream games at times here and there on on the other channel. I've done it like once or twice on this channel. But this channel is not designed for that. This channel is designed for one thing: helping people to unlock their fullest potential of their mind. When I start making content, it'll be hyper specific to that. No, GTA 6 is not out yet. It doesn't have an announced date. It will be out soon enough. That's why a lot of game companies are sort of like waiting to see when GTA 6 is coming out, so they don't release their game around that time, because they know no one's going to be buying their game. Well, hardly anybody, because everyone's going to be locked into GTA. I'm not the biggest GTA fan, to be honest. I like the open world aspect. I don't like the aspect, which is funny because I used to play first person shooters and like headshot, headshot, headshot. So it's weird. I played Counter-Strike semi-professionally, never esports though, because esports wasn't around back in the day. I don't do politics. I can give fuck all about politics. I don't care about that shit. That shit is just a waste of time. I love love. I love talking about mastery of the mind. For me, politics is a waste of my time. I've studied it, and I do keep an eye on what's going on. I just don't talk about it because it's just a bunch of humans that don't know what the fuck they're actually saying or what they're thinking. Yeah. Yeah, but I know you keep writing that word evil under boss, but it's not evil spelled with an I, not an O. That's a bar. If anything, you can put a VE at the end of LV or at the end of L, and you have evolve. Love evolve. Perspective. I've studied so I can be aware of it. I can be aware of why it's a waste of time. It's a paradox. Yeah. I studied a lot of things to see why it's either important or not important. Like, I went and studied all the different books in the world for like religious stuff and the importance of why they're all saying what they're saying. That's why I have certain perspectives, and I love each one of them very, very much, very, very dearly. So to me, like, that is important, but I don't come from it from like a religious aspect. I come from it from a purely metaphysical standpoint. Because most of the books, no, all the books are metaphysical. I mean, I watched a whole bunch of YouTube. Like, I watched like 40,000 hours worth of podcasts of people talking about things and seeing what they're talking about, diving in all types of different subject matters from like, you know, spirituality, religious, politics, finance, relationships, health and wellness, mindset or mind mastery, psychology, which is part of the mind. So I'm just like a student who wanted to be curious about like why. Well, technically, you don't even need YouTube. Round or flat? Both. And I can explain why it's both if you want to know. If you're open to hearing a perspective before shooting me down. Because some people can't stand perspectives. So I can explain why it's both round and flat. If you're curious to hear. Sure, I'll explain. So in this dimension, this 3D dimension, it is a sphere. It's a round ball in 3D. But in other dimensions it's flat. It's literally a disc. How do I know? I had my experience. It's not only me, there's other people who have had that experience too. But it's both round and flat. It's flat in a different dimension. It's round here in this dimension, third dimension. Some say we live in a firmament, like a dome. Some say it's just like completely flat. Yeah. I was never under the influence of anything, like in terms of like narcotics or alcohol or hallucinogenics. I've never done any of that, never will, and I don't need to do that. Yeah, Gloria, I was in the water place. I just got back. Yeah. So it's a globe orb in this dimension, but it is clearly in a different dimension. It is flat. It is a disc. It wasn't a dream. The mind can't perceive a lot of things. Like certain individuals who are ready to be open to those perspectives will get those perspectives. Those who are simply too logical will not have that perspective open to them. I'm no longer that much. I still have the logical mind, but I don't operate from logics anymore. not as much. I use logic to like, okay, I gotta go to the doctor at like blah blah blah. I gotta catch my flight at blah blah blah. Like we use logic for those kinds of things. Awesome. Yeah, I've never even had any of that. That's fine, Gloria. I mean, I don't care. Doesn't bother me. Everyone has their own perception. I don't see anybody based on their skin color or their size. I see it based on their soul. No biggie though. I like to stay a certain like size. We need to take help from science. Yeah, science does definitely help, but science has a long way to catch up too. Just so you know, I'll use science for a moment since you brought it up. Your eyes can only see 0.0035% of the electromagnetic spectrum. That's like this, 0.0035%. You can go look it up. There is 99.9965% of visible light that you're not able to see. What does that actually mean? That means consciousness. There's 99.9965% that our eyes cannot perceive. Take that in for a moment. That's using science. You can look it up if you want. Some say, I think it was in the Kabbalistic tradition, they say we only see 0.1% of the world. That's basically that 0.0035%. So they're both two sides of the same coin. Like you can call it spiritual, or I don't even use that word to be honest. Mystical, whatever you want. In science, they're kind of the two sides of the same coin, like yin yang. Yeah. Millions around the world have eyes, but they can't see. Is it God that allows us to see? That's a way of saying it, yeah. But it's also it's you that opens your perspective to seeing more. Like seeing more to reality than what it is. I was curious, so because of my curiosity and my mission that I came here to Earth, I was able to start to see things more. Now, can I still see past zero? No, I still can only see 0.0035%. But I do know that there's more out there, so that has allowed me to at least be aware of it. I may not be able to see it, but I'm at least aware of it. That's why the awareness level between each of us is vastly different. Doesn't mean that it's better, it just means that you're able to just perceive more, nothing more. Right? So like the more you see, the more you're able to understand. Or another way of saying that, the more you see, the more you'll realize you don't understand a lot of things. And you have to just come to a point of like, okay, I may not be able to understand this thing, so I can potentially accept it, but the human mind doesn't like to accept things just like that. It has to have, there's a guy who would be on saying, I need evidence. I need empirical evidence. And I remind him, like every time he's like, I need evidence, I'm like, the evidence you're looking for is right there, right where you're sitting or standing, typing on your screen. But he's like, I need evidence. So there's no point. We go into song and dance. It just keeps going back. So there's no point continuing. There's certain people who are just like they just want to fight and argue, and they just don't want to hear. So I'm like, there's no point talking. Just sit and watch and just observe. Baddies. The funny thing is, the first time I heard baddies, I'm like, man, Gen Zs really love to make up some interesting words. But then again, our generation, the millennials, we made up our own words too. So it's like, it's funny to see like Gen Zs and Gen Alphas making up words like baddies. Men them be fiending on baddies. They want them baddies. I have to like keep like a dictionary for Gen Z and Alpha words. Baddies. Okay, so baddies means that. Okay. I know, and I'm, but still, like it's not you that created it. It's, the Gen Alphas and Zs who made those words. Baddies. Nothing wrong with it. It's funny just listening to it, like Gen Zs and Alphas speak. Yeah, reading the Quran, like there's one, oh shit, I made a mess on this thing. Fuck. The Quran, there's one particular passage that I really, really love. And it says, Allah cannot change the condition of man or person until they change it within themselves. Now, I'm paraphrasing. It's not exact one-to-one, but it's basically saying that the person has to change within themselves before, you can use Allah. Allah helps you to bring forth whatever it is that you desire. It's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. Damn, I made a mess. Oh well, whatever. I think a baddie can be any age, but that would be a good question. Age for me is but a number. It's a state of being. Like, I'm perpetually, like, with this body. Yes, the body is morphing and transforming. But, like, the spirit itself is, like, more of on the lines around, like, a 9-year-old. Because I like the number 9. Because it's the last number before you enter double digits. I like single-digit numbers. So, number 9. It's awesome. But of course, the body is not 9. The body is its own experience. It has 41 years of experience on the planet. With no eyes, can your brain see? Well, your mind can still see, so let's close the eyes. You can imagine things, you can visualize things, you can see things. And that's actually more real than the physical. But the physical is just a reflection of what's going on in your inner world. Can feel. Can you elaborate on can feel specifically? This rain's nice. I actually like it. It's very peaceful. Exactly. That's a bar, Mike. I felt wind in a dream once. That's real. Your mind, your subconscious mind, can't tell the difference between what you're physically seeing with your eyes and what you imagine. Like, for example, if I had you close your eyes and imagine you had a lemon in your hand and it was cut open and you were to take a bite, I'm sure that you're going to start to build a little bit of saliva if you were to take the bite out of that lemon. If you just imagine it with your senses, you would feel it. That's how the subconscious mind works. It uses emotion, sensory. Your subconscious mind is what is basically bringing forth whatever you're experiencing in your physical based on what you feel, believe, or know as your truth, your perspective, your expectations, your thoughts of the world and yourself, your convictions, what's possible for you, what's not possible for you. And yeah, your brain is good at providing false evidence as well. Like a headache, for example, can feel like it goes deep into the brain, but the brain has no pain receptors, so it can't actually feel it. Ellie, if you're asking about, I don't even know. No comment. Are you looking for attention? I'll give you some attention right now. I'm giving Ellie some attention because she's crying for whatever reason. Unless she's just a troll. It's so weird to see women trolling. I've never really run into women trolling on the internet. It's fabulous. I know men troll, but like it's very rare to see a woman troll. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Anyways. I know she just asked about food or some shit like that. To ask me what's my favorite food is like asking me to pick my my favorite ice cream. And I have many favorite ice creams. But I'll mention some. I like pizza, pepperoni. I like Meat Lover's Pizza, pepperoni, sausage, bacon, chicken, ground beef. I like tacos, like hard shell tacos. I like Mexican food a lot. I love Italian food. I like lasagna, spaghetti. Ooh, spaghetti, nice spaghetti. And of course, we can call this the American food. Your burgers, French fries, that kind of stuff. Even though French fries is like, I'll just call it fries. How about that? I have a question. Oh, here we go. He's back. Gay, everybody, welcome back to the chat. Clayton, who I won't be responding to because he's going to be like, I need evidence. This is the guy who needs evidence. The guy who always wants evidence. He wants evidence for everything. Evidence, evidence, evidence. Don't bother with Clayton because he's just going to keep you in a loop. For any of you who respond to him, you're going to get sucked into his little trap. So don't get sucked into his trap because he needs evidence. I have a question. I know individuals that he is exploiting others, and I exploiting others. I can have experience how truth is related to numbers. If that's a interesting question. Clean, just get off my stream, bro. Get off my stream. I'm going to just personally like remove you just now because you'll just keep asking questions. To you, Hindustava. I'm going to reread your question. I don't know how you're... I know individuals that he is exploiting others. Okay, cool. I get that he's doing some bullshit. I can have experience how truth is related to number. Truth related to number, okay. If he or she can have support, how you view number linked with truth? I think you're going to have to ask that question again because that question is very... It doesn't feel clear, and I'm going to ask you to, frame that question in a different way. Yeah, if you can ask the question, I don't want to make any assumptions. I want to hear the question again. in a different way, because it felt it didn't feel like something's not clicking with that question. I'm gonna be, Clayton, I'm gonna get a t-shirt just for you that says, "I need evidence." And I'll put my arms up in the air and I'll be like, "I need evidence." And it'll be Clayton. "I need evidence." I'll literally make a shirt. I'll literally make a fucking shirt that says, "I need evidence, Clayton T. Bigsby. I need evidence." I'm not even entertaining Clayton because like he's I need evidence. I'm not making fun of you, dude. It's just funny because I need evidence. I need evidence. Yeah, no, Mike, don't even start it with him because he's gonna like, "I need empirical evidence. I need evidence." Don't bother yourself. We went through the song and dance last Sunday, and he gave me a little bit of like a headache after I was like done with him. I'm like, I'm glad I had the experience because I'm like, oh my god, there are people who just don't want to hear anything. They just want to keep talking and keep arguing. I need evidence. I need evidence. And did you stop making music, boy? Huh? Sure. Exactly. Spot on for what you just said. And God has given clear proof for those who reflect. Thank you, and God bless you too. Appreciate you. Oh, Ireland. Oh, I have a special spot for Ireland. Oh, I love Ireland so much. Ah, welcome from Ireland. Welcome. This is Toronto. It's a little rainy today, though. Normally it'd be nice and sunny and hot, but today it's a little bit chillier. I should be wearing a sweater, but it's okay. Um, but I am enjoying the rain. I like it. I like it. I like it. Someone once said, "Slow and steady wins the race." I asked them to race me, and they said no. Well, the metaphor, Michael, is when you slow down, you actually speed up. What does that actually mean? That means you see more, you perceive more. That's what they meant. Like, tell me this. Are you able to see more when you're driving at 140 kilometers an hour, or are you able to see more when you're driving at 10 kilometers an hour? You'll be able to see more at 10 because you're actually driving at a snail's pace, essentially. Of course, people are going to be like, honking at you, "Get the fuck off the road, you slow-ass driver." Like, they're going to be doing that, but you're going to be... It's like that episode of Steve, when Steve in Family Matters was driving his old-school car, and that thing was, like, driving at, like, a measly, like, 10 kilometers while everybody was just passing him by, but he's able to see a lot more. That's what that slow and steady wins the race aspect is. That's what that means. So, yeah. So when someone says slow and steady wins the race, they're not actually meaning like literal, like, you know, walking, like somebody running versus somebody walking, because like, you know, the person who's walking is not going to win, but they are technically winning because they're seeing a lot more, so they're able to experience more, whereas a person running can only see like what's like ahead of them. They're not looking at the peripherals. They're just like locked in generally. So that's what that metaphor means. Exactly. All right, Clayton. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a little bit more time before I'm like, you know what? Nah, you stay, dude. You're good. I don't care. Keep saying, I need empirical evidence. I need evidence. I need evidence. I love it. I'm gonna make a T-shirt just for you. I am literally gonna order a fucking T-shirt with the words "I need evidence," and I'll wear it. Black T-shirt with some either white or red. 'Cause I like red, and I like pink as well. But I'll probably use red. I need evidence. I need evidence. I needed evidence too 10 years ago. I don't need no fucking evidence now. I need evidence. God should do. God shouldn't do what. God can do whatever the fuck it wants to do at this point. If it wants, Clayton, it can take you out. It'll wipe you out. Then you'll believe, because you'll be wiped out. So if you want proof, let God wipe you out. How about that? Would you like God to wipe you out? I wouldn't want it to wipe you out. I want you to be here, but if you want your evidence, let God wipe you out. Yes, thinking is part of the abstract. I really do want you to have your evidence, though. I want you to have your experience. I can't give that to you because I've already explained my piece. You need to go somewhere where someone can actually give you evidence. There's many other live streams. There's tons who probably can give you the evidence you're looking for. I'm not your guy to give you the evidence. I can point you in other directions, but maybe you just want to fight. You want to be on the stream just to fight. I need evidence. So, if that be the case, then it is what it is. Just like last Sunday, I'll do the same thing I did last Sunday. I'll just sit back and just chill out and relax. No, but I'm being serious. I really do want you to have your evidence. It's just not going to come from me. It's going to come from someone else. Someone else will be able to, answer your questions more in depth because, I shared my version, and unfortunately, it doesn't click or it doesn't resonate with you, and that's fine. So, yeah. You're right. Solutions for problems and problems have solutions. Man, I'm so lucky I did all this work on myself. $11:32. I'll probably wrap up the stream shortly and spend the rest of the day just chilling. I don't want to be inside today, though. But I don't think I'll be sitting outside here much either today, too. Oh well, whatever. Joseph, it's hot in southeast Georgia right now. It's rain season and it's getting rainy. It's going to rain all week. Yeah, Joseph, that rain's going to come all the way up here too because we're going to have that same rain. Same coast. East. Oh, 10% of battery. I guess I should just plug in for the moment. I'm not gonna go inside and grab my my power plugs. Screw it. I'll just use this battery. Mike. Just like, if God was so almighty, why doesn't he just do it himself? Well, Mike, I have an answer, but it's not an answer that can be really spoken with words, unfortunately. It's a felt experience. And I can't tie that experience fully with words. My words will simply not capture the experience. It can, at best, it can only point to it, and it still won't capture the mark. It just, I need to write down some of Clayton's stuff. Like, I need to make like a quote shirt. I need evidence. That's why we have peer review. It sounds like a fucking robot every time. Yeah, I know. Douglas, dude, can you be upper boss? I don't even know what the fuck that is. Upper boss? What the fuck is upper boss? No, he doesn't live in my brain rent free. I let him in for a moment, but then I send him out. Psycho. Psy-okay? Is it just Psy-okay? Is that how you say it? Or Psycho? No, it's not Psycho. It'd be Psy-okay. Interesting name. Or Psyoc? Or is it Psyoc? Oh. No, Joseph, I wasn't... there was somebody else who's asking me about upper boss or something like that. He asked me, like, am I... Douglas, dude, can you beat upper boss? I have, like, what does that mean? Alright, I'm gonna finish up the stream with my last thing, so whether you all want to... oh, that was you? Okay. I thought it was someone else. I'm going to finish up my stream right now, so I'm going to be talking about acceptance one more time. So you all can argue, fight, do whatever you want in chat. I'm going to say what I have to say, and then I'm going to jump off. So, or you can just enjoy listening, your choice. Just remember that each of you get the power to accept whatever you want in every present moment. You really do. Whether you need evidence or you don't need evidence, whether you want to believe there's a dude in the sky or no dude in the sky, you get to decide. The choice is yours. Every one of us has that ability. It's your free will. It's just your God-given right, or your divine right, or insert your energies right, your thinking right, to accept whatever as your truth. And don't let anybody ever gaslight you into believing that yours is wrong and theirs is right. Yours is right. Right? All of you have your own perspective, just like I do, and I accept all of yours without throwing away mine. Because in this world, we live in a world of dualism, and someone has to be wrong to be right. But that's not how it works in the other realms. Yeah. So, you have the choice. If you want to free yourself from the mental gymnastics that you're playing within yourself, you can start to open your perceptions and just, tranquilo. Relax. Clayton, this will be the last time I see you, unless you come back on my stream. I'm going to be taking care of business with you specifically. I will, dude. I always will. I always am. Am I going to hell? I don't know. Well, that's your. If that's for me, then in your world maybe, but in my world that's not happening. I don't know if that's for me though. But remember, you have the ability to choose to believe whatever you want, because that was. Oh, not me. Okay. You see, this is why I asked to make sure. Okay, it's good. You gotta like put at person, like, you know. So I respect Clayton. I have so much respect for him, and he's looking for evidence. I shared with him, like, I'm not his dude to answer his questions. There are other people who can answer his questions. So let him be. He's looking for his evidence, or he's just purposely doing it because he wants to be difficult. There are people who just, they know the answer, but they just like to go on to troll for the sake of trolling, because that also exists. To each their own, right? You get to decide what you accept as your experience. All of you get to decide what you accept as your truth and your experience and your choices and your decisions. You have that choice. So let it be. The key to heaven and the key to hell are both inside the cage, bounded in flesh. Bar. That's a bar. I know you just came on, and I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I can't really see his profile picture until I go inside. I've never actually looked at his like, my YouTube is open. By the time I went to see Clayton's like messages on YouTube, everybody else had already, like, because there's only a certain amount that I can like scroll up on the YouTube browser, on the YouTube chat. Coffee cake. Enjoy eating tiramisu. That's good. I'm gonna go have some food though. But yeah, y'all. Remember, you have the answers. They're right here. Not here, but they're here. But it will send it here eventually by using your outside of world's experience. And remember, you get to accept yourself in whatever way you choose to. It's your choice. Never get forced into anything. Always use discernment. Yeah. Omni theology. If following one excludes you from another, you might be doing it sideways. It's true. I live in a realm of just is, because all things are made up. All words, all concepts, all ideologies. I live as if it's just day one Earth, where there's no words, but I'm using words for the very sake to communicate. I really wish I could just use telepathy. I'm going to go eat. I'm jumping off. I want to spend the rest of my day just chilling. So I'll be jumping off. I'll be back later tomorrow after my client work. I have clients on Mondays. Tuesdays I'll be back. Tuesday to Saturday. Well, Tuesday to Sunday is my free time. I can do whatever I want. I don't eat? What are you talking about? I eat a lot. I eat. Go back and watch some of my streams. I'm eating a lot. I eat a lot of food. All right. And the rain is starting to come down even more, and it's starting to blow this way, so I don't want to be streaming inside. No, I'm gonna eat just enough. All right, y'all. Remember, accept yourself as you are, whole, perfect, and complete. I will. Have a good one. Bye-bye, people. It's been real. Later. Later, bro.